All right, Troops TV, presented by Barstool Sports, the player ratings section. Let's start with Bernd Leno and Gates in goal.
Bird Leno in goal. I don't think he done nothing wrong today. You understand?
Save.
He made a great save from Gundogan in the second half, which could have made it more easier for City because you could tell they were chasing that second goal.
Mhm.
Like obviously at 1-0, even though we know we're not in the game, the scoreline says that we're in the game. You get me? So Leno, yeah, I give him a 7 today.
All right, on to the right back, Hector Biller.
2. I think he was abysmal. I've already said my thoughts on him and how I feel, or should I say what I think Sterling did to him. Sterling took his manhood, his car keys, everything, blood. You get me? Took him to the shop, took him Jamaica, get me? Brought him back, get me? Sent him Spain for a week, brought him back. It was just, it was, I don't understand like how get me, these players are getting contracts and you get me, given the honor and privilege of wearing the armband. Do you understand? Because when you look at the greats that have worn that armband, Hector Bellerin couldn't even tie up them man their shoelace, let alone play in the same team as them man there. You get me? And I believe that he is a true passion merchant. You get me? I'm glad that somebody put that in the watch along stream because he is a passion merchant. It's all an act. This, yeah, come on. Oh, yeah, I'm a cockney. Oh, gays are rare tear. It's all bullshit, blood. Do you understand? He needs to get sold in the summer transfer window. I don't care if we get 10 million for him. Just get his clout off the books, blood. Bellerin gets a 2.
On to the centre backs, Pablo Mari.
Mari gets a... I say Mari get... I'm trying to think. There's a couple times when he misplaced the ball, but I can't really remember him.
3 times in a row.
But I can't really remember him getting twist up.
Yeah.
Like the way Holden was getting spun all over. I can't remember. So I'd say a standard 5. I think it was a very average performance from him. Obviously coming back from the injury and whatnot, he hasn't really played. You get me? So yeah, I'd give Mari a 5. Average performance from Pablo Mari.
His partner, Rob Holden.
Holden gets a 4. I think Mari was the better defender. Holden, for that goal, you get me? It's just unbelievable how you don't know who's in the box. You get me? As a defender. You understand? When the ball's on the wing and they're attacking on the wing, the first thing you do is you understand, you make sure your positioning is on point and then you get your whereabouts. You get me? And you have a look over your shoulder. You get me? Who's there? Who's about? Who's lurking? You get me? You already know that Sterling's lurking. The guy always scores against us, blood. So you fucking know he's going to pop up in the box, blood. Do you understand? And then you're letting him out jump you as well. You're letting Sterling out jump you, blood. No disrespect. That's like you out jumping me for the ball in the box, blood. It's not happening, blood. Do you understand? 4 for Holden. He's lucky he's getting a 4, to be honest, blood. He's lucky he's getting a 4, blood. Do you understand? But he made two good challenges that stopped that were goal scoring challenger stopping goals.
Goal scoring up.
Yeah, me. So yeah, man, I give him a 4.
Left back, Kieran Tierney.
Tierney, I give a 5 as well. You get me? I think he could have done much better on the Mahrez goal. You get me? He wasn't getting ripped as much as Bellerin was, but he got took to school maybe 1 or 2 times. But his attacking threat is always there. You get me? The end product is always there, and he will always fight, and he will always give 100%, and he will always try, and that's all we ask for. That's all we ask for, blood. You get me? If you're not gonna have your best game, we understand that, but just give us that 100% effort. Do you understand? And we appreciate that from Tierney. But it was an average performance for him today. First start back in the team. Good to see him starting. Hopefully he starts on Thursday again. Hopefully he comes through. He came through today with like no knocks or anything. So yeah, Tierney, I give a 5.
Onto the midfield, the pivots. Let's start with El Neni.
El Neni, I give a 4. Everything was just sideways and backwards. You get me? Like, he lost the ball a lot. You understand? He was getting bullied in the midfield. You get me? Fernandinho was just badding him up. You get me? Just too strong for him. You understand? And then he gets a 4.
His partner, Shaka.
Xhaka was up and down like a yo-yo. You get me? He started off terrible, and then he came good in the final 15 minutes of the first half. And then he had a good little 10-minute spell in the second, and then you get me. Xhaka turned into Xhaka blood. You understand? I give Xhaka a 4 as well.
All right.
I think El Neni was better than Xhaka. You know what? Sorry, Jetski. I'm gonna have to give El Neni a 5. I'm gonna have to give Xhaka a 4.
The 3 behind the striker. Let's start with Nicolas Pepe.
Pepe tried. I give him that. You understand? But he couldn't get the ball. And when he got the ball, he couldn't do nothing with it. You get me? So I'll have to probably give Pepe. I wouldn't even say it was an average performance. It was below average. You get me? Oh, and then you getting a 5 is his ability. You get me? So for him, for Neni, that was an average performance. For Pepe, it was below. So I'd have to give Pepe a 4.
Man, they're going through the middle of that 3, Martin Odegaard.
Odegaard, I give a 4 as well. You get me? It was a below average performance. It wasn't as good as his performance against Benfica. You get me? He got overrun in that midfield. You understand? The quality of Bernardo Silva, the strength of Gundogan and Fernandinho. You saw it today, blood. You get me? And you can see that he's an up-and-coming man, and he's not a Don Dada. He's not a Don Gargan. You get me? Odegaard gets a 4.
The man on the left, Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo Saka, man of the match, blood. You understand? I give Saka a 7 today. You get me? Him and Leno, you understand? Tierney was a bit suspect in the first half and for the goal, but Saka's the one that, you get me, he kept going. You understand? Very unlucky not to score. Yeah, but when Aubameyang blocked it, you hear me? Aubameyang doing his best Bentler impression when Adebayor did that against Liverpool and Bentler was on the line and fucking blocked it. Abba doing his best Bentler impression. But Saka, yeah, I give Saka a 7, man. I just hope that he doesn't get burnt out because Arteta's just, I know he's the only one that can create for us and out front at this moment in time, and he's the only true threat that we have. But he's 19. You don't want to burn him out. Yeah. You get me? You don't want to burn him out. You understand? Today was the prime time to give him a rest and put in a Martinelli. You get me? Give him a rest for Thursday because we want him firing on all cylinders Thursday. Because Thursday, you get me? That's the biggest match of the season so far. You get me? That could be that's probably our biggest match in the last 5 years. Because if we go out of that, then it's get me? That's when it's fully done. Cause it's done in the league, get in Europe. You get me? If we're not in the Champions League next year,
done for years.
We're done. You get me? So yeah, I give Saka a 7.
Man up front, Aubameyang.
Aubameyang gets a 3. You get me? A 3 like the last game. You get me? He was non-existent. He didn't really get in the game. I can't even remember him having a shot. You get me? When the ball went up to him, it just bounces off him. Even though he's not really a hold-up player. You get me? You got to try at least, innit? And he's not, you weren't really trying. You get me? Very poor performance from him. Never led by example. Like, captain, you have to lead. He never led, blood. You get me? He was just following, and God knows who the fuck he was following. You understand? So Abba gets a 3.
Right, guys off the bench, Emil Smith-Rowe.
Just never had enough time to do anything. Standard 5.
Alex Lacazette.
Same thing. Never had enough time. Standard 5.
David Luiz.
Same thing. Standard 5.
And Danny Ceballos.
Same thing. Standard 5, blood. You get me?
Oh, then the man in the dugout, Mikel Arteta.
Arteta, I give a 3. You get me? The only issue I had with the lineup was Saka starting. I wanted Saka to get a rest. I wanted Martinelli to get some game time. But the way we set up, get me, you went away to Villa a few games back and you're down 1-0 within 75 seconds. So don't make the same mistake again. You get me? Your concentration needs to even be higher because Man City are more of a threat than Villa. So your concentration levels have to be at your peak. You get me? And then yet again, you understand? Man are just falling asleep straight away, 75 minutes in. You get me? You have to look at this as well, blood. He's the one that's giving Holden a new contract. You get me? I weren't with that, blood. I was not. I said, why are we giving Holden a new contract? What's he done? He's had 8 good games. We're giving him a contract. What the fuck is this shit? You work for a contract. You get me? Now it's just like we're just handing him out like it's fucking Corona. You get me? Anyone can catch it. You understand? It's substitution. 60 minutes. You're seeing Jesus come off the bench for Man City. They're winning 1-0. No one's coming off the bench for us. He's making like-for-like changes. You're not making no different changes. You get me? You're bringing off Pepe again. You understand? Like, man management of him, bruv. His tactics as well. I'm questioning a lot of things. Do you understand? This is why that I don't commit to him. because I see errors. You get me? I see some good, but I see more bad, and that's the bottom of the and that's the truth. That's the fact of the line. You understand? That's the fact of the matter, blood. You can't deny this, blood. It's the same mistakes getting made over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? You got legends of our club coming out and saying they don't believe in this man. Jens Lehmann, an invincible, came out and he's like, I don't believe that Arteta's the man to take Arsenal forward. Do you understand? You got West Ham in 4th. You got Everton fighting for Champions League. You understand? And we're sitting in fucking 10th, blood. And you're telling me trust the process. Come on, man. You get me? Come on, man. Free for Arteta, blood.
And last but not least, the ref official.
I didn't even cuss him too much.
Yeah.
There's only a couple times I cussed him.
Non-existent.
You get me? You understand, man? Like John Moss. I think he was drinking Irish Moss last night. You feel me? A little Jamaican drink. If you know, you know. But yeah, man. I give the ref a 1 today.
That's the player ratings.